Alright. So maybe I've been a little judgmental certain times. I get fired up a lot, especially in the beginning when I was fired up. When I watched some of the older videos, because the reason is because it's like I wasn't sure the entire plan. A little bit of frustration comes in when you see what's going on, but you don't know when it's going to stop. You don't know all the details in between. And I can't stand when I'm being lied to. I can't stand it. I hate when I'm being lied to, and I know it. So, likewise, everybody who's in charge, right? I will guarantee you don't like when people lie to you. Even if you're lying yourself, and that's what your job is to do, is to lie to the public. But when you get a report from somebody that works for you, you don't want them to lie to you. It's like it's okay for you to lie, but it's not okay for them. So it's kind of the same, where as a human, the nature is don't lie to me, all right? Don't lie to me. That's it. That's what it is. So that's why I've gotten kind of fired up. And that's why I wouldn't lie to anybody. No matter what position I'm in, it doesn't matter. So what's the big deal? If like, what is the big deal? With what I'm saying and what I see with the elite's plan, you know, the powers that run this world, the people that have the power. You know, I have my opinion as to who they are, and I have a good reason to believe that. I just do. So what's the difference between what I'm saying and what they're saying? Okay. What's being said about me is more, well, it's more, it feels more threatful. The sense of it is a little more evil, because I sense the lies about it. And then what I'm saying is, look, all right, fine, look, you all have money. I get it. You've got plenty of money. Made it very clear. That's great. But when do you decide to share with that money, and on top of that, the power that you have, that you're in charge with? When do you decide to, like, relinquish some of the power and spread it off abroad? And I'm saying, well, I don't think you guys are going to do that. And as the way it looks now, the world, people ain't turning to God. They are not repenting whatsoever. So then I start thinking, all right, well, like, I have to think, how would an evil plan, like, how would the elite think with their evil plan to dominate the world and eliminate whoever they want and keep whoever they want? Like, I don't know for sure if they really want to kill 7 billion people. I mean, it's a freaking big time slaughter, but maybe they're only looking to just kill the 144,000 because they're, you know, because they're like drug trafficking people that need to get compassed by a wall and thrown in jail quickly. Maybe it's just us. Maybe. Because all the other people, well, they're just going to fall in line with whatever because they don't know any better. Sometimes I forget that, you know, barely anybody truly knows what's going on. And I tend to forget sometimes. I just think that, well, everybody thinks this way. And then I gotta stop, I gotta position myself, and I gotta put myself into this person's shoes or that person's shoes, even with family members. I gotta remember that they just don't know. They don't know because they're not in my shoes. They're not the one that has a YouTube world. It's like I have this other world, which is YouTube. It's like invisible, but it's so damn real because what's happening in there is literally what's affecting the world right now, and I'm seeing it. So I call it out. I call it for however I see it. And it doesn't matter what position I'm in, period. I'm just not going for the bullshit lies. I'm not. So when I'm saying that there's something major that has to happen, and it will, it absolutely will happen, and it's all going to happen in the month of May. And I've gotten a good 3 months ahead of time because before it's like, well, I'm looking at October 21st, I'm looking at May 21st of last year, I'm looking at the 7 full years since we were warned, I'm looking at the 70 years since the prophecy. Now I'm understanding more of the Enoch calendar, which is, well, it all relates to 365. And it all relates to walking with God for 365 days, like really walking close. So I'm seeing that. I was looking at the literal second month, 17th day of the month, second month, 27th day of the month. I was looking at the literal just for a minute because it's like, man, nobody would ever expect the literal month to happen. And then Christ is going to return when nobody expects him. And yeah, that's exactly how it happens because I didn't. All right. So October 27th of 2004, I didn't expect Christ to return in my life on October 31st, 2004. How was I supposed to know? I had no clue that I was going to turn to God. Like, once and for all. I already believed in God. I've always been a respectful child to people. I've always said thank you, and I asked for things kindly. Even though I wasn't really raised. I wasn't raised at all. I was just, I just grew up on my own. I just grew up. So I always felt like being kind to people. It felt good for me. And I always knew I was being watched. I always had the feeling, the same feeling I have now. Knowing that I'm being watched, knowing that at every corner, there's a strong likelihood that the cameras in the streets are following you. It just is. Because of the information that I'm distributing out there, and I'm not affiliated with anybody. So I mean, look, when you're picking apart the script of the world, this is the world we're talking about. This is the entire world, and it's their script, and it's being played out right in front of our eyes on the television set and through YouTube. So through that sea of glass that's going to be mingled with fire. You don't know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with fire, 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 fire. Yeah, yeah, fire. So it's going to be mingled with fire. And And I understand why now. That's why a lot of the anger dissipated. A lot of it. You know, when all the people turned against me, it hurt, because it's like, what is wrong with you people, man? Are you guys, like, in other words, how can you change like that? Like, what doesn't even make sense? And then I realized, of course it makes sense, because you guys weren't on my side from the gate. You guys were acting the entire time. It's like, okay, all right, fine, I got played. It's cool. Hey, look, guys, I've forgiven you a long time ago. The anger dissipated a while back. Most of my anger was towards Steve from that point on, because I realized in my heart who's behind it all. And then, but then I start to understand why. And then I start to understand, you know, Trump did say this one thing, and I'll take it. I'll take it the way I take it. When he's addressing, I don't know, somebody, the acting general, or he loves talking about the acting general or whoever it is. He's like, you know, people don't tell you because of the fake news media, but America, they love you. They love you. And I'm thinking, well, you know, it could be talking about us. It could be because you know how Trump talks. He's really talking about other things. You got to figure out where he's at. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of pinpointing that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we don't hear that from the fake news. You know, you guys on the other end, we don't hear that. We did at first. I heard, hey, much love, brother, much love. I heard love, but it was all Klingon talk. It was Klingon paragraphs. But I do understand this. I've been giving the world, and anybody in it, whoever wants to watch, they can watch. I've been giving them like a half-hour episode every day for a year and a half, pretty much straight. And so if I was to take a day off, I would feel like I'm cheating my my duty. I would feel like I'm cheating God, and I'm taking a break, and I'm not supposed to take a break, not yet. And you know, every day there's something. I'm sure I repeat myself with a bunch of things, but for the most part, every episode is new information. It's a new topic. There's new words coming out of my mouth that I'm talking about. Sometimes it's probably interesting for people. Other times, maybe not. Maybe it's just, you know, it's like, come on, Rob, shut the frick up already. Well, again, you don't have, you can untune to my channel. You can click off and go, you know, watch somebody else. But the anger for me really started to dwindle down. Really started to dwindle down. And I'm sure people can sense it. You know, ones that watch every day, like, you know, Steve, I got you pretty busy. So I'm pretty sure that you can see where my my mentality is, because it's when you start to understand the information that you're given, and then you dissect it, and then you understand the information that they're not giving you, and you're combining it, and it all makes sense. Well, then, yeah, it's like you guys don't hate me. There's a lot of pretending going on. You know, again, I'm not too certain as to why. When you truly do like somebody, why do you pretend that you don't? Well, just turn on the TV screen. I'm looking at Donald Trump from before. I never watched his videos from when he was younger. I find it very interesting. And I see that, I see the good you. You know what I mean? I see the good you. and there's two of you, because this is true, there's two of you, that's the double you. I'm seeing, like when I turn the TV on now, I'm seeing the bad you, Trump. I'm seeing the lying you. That's what it is. Before, you're talking about, you know, you're constantly talking about politics as if you're the frickin' president already. I mean, I already know that, yeah, that was set up for a long time ago. But this time around, you're lying because, and that's what I don't appreciate is lying. But I also know that, and I gotta understand, God has His perfect plan. And you guys have to lie. It's just part of the deal. You guys don't even know what's getting ready to happen. I can't quite explain everything that goes on in my head either. But I do know this, there's a feed of information that I can constantly dish out. And I do it so people can open up their eyes and just see and start to enjoy what you're seeing, because you're going to look back on this and you're going to kind of wish that you seen it that way, where you've seen through the wall and you've seen through far off at your future. I think the real main reason why I was pissed off was because, you know, my life, I had nothing to complain about. I'm not someone that walks around complaining. I can't stand listening to people that complain. If you have a legitimate argument, that's fine. But if you're just a complainer, shut the frick up. So, but what I was kind of irritated about was, yeah, I had my plans for the future. My retirement plan, well, it's going to happen a lot sooner than I thought, and way better than the plan of the future that I had initially. But that's because I couldn't see through the wall. Now I can see through the wall. So before, yeah, I spent a lot of time creating my own website, Robin's Hood Design. I mean, I still get it mixed up. Robin Hood's Design. Hoods with a Z, D-Z-Y-N, because design was taken. So, Robin Hood's Design. And I went on YouTube and I learned how to make fiberglass hoods from scratch. Never messed with it before. I mean, I messed with fiberglass, mixing it up, because before I painted my Mustang, I blended in the body kit so it's one full piece, which makes it look more distinctive. And then I cut the fender out and pushed it in and put the grill in there. That kind of stuff was fun. So, because hoods are like the main attraction when you see something, and I still have a hood for a 06 Mustang that I'm kind of salty that I got rid of the car and I never fully finished the hood. And the hood is I called it the Falcon, because it looks like a falcon. It has the nostrils that go up on an angle like this, and it's bad as hell, man. And then the Jet Fighter hood, I believe it's still up on eBay. The Dodge Ram Jet Fighter hood. It's like the baddest thing that I created with my hands. And then I literally figured out how to make it, mix it up, create it, form it, fit it, and then produce the whole thing, have a mold for it to produce more, and then I actually sold a couple of them on eBay for $1,250. Yeah, it took a while to make, but they're bad as hell, man. I mean, I almost want to buy another Dodge Ram and put it back on. So yeah, I was salty that it's like, here I am. Like, carpentry's fine too. I don't mind doing it. It's just, I'd rather do the hoods. I'd rather have, and I was going to this point. The one guy that I work for, the Ventrescas, I was going to, they were gonna put up the money for a shop and the tools, all the stuff that I needed to produce it a little bit faster, and then at the same time create more. Because I like when I draw, when I was a kid, and you know, anytime that I feel like it, I like to draw the cars as they're hooked up, not just factory. So I like to create my own body kit and my own hoods and my own wings, and just set it on a car and make it look nice, not overly done and out of place, just nice and tight the way it is. I did the same thing with the Camaro. I took a bunch of pieces that weren't even for the car, like the body kit, the ground effect pieces weren't even for the car, and the only thing that Camaro is missing is my specialty hood. I don't really want that car anymore. Like I said, I'll go for the ZL one. I'll get the stick shift this time, because when I got that car, it was before my wife got hers, and I wasn't sure if she was going to get approved or not, so I got the his and hers, you know what I mean? And then she never drove it at all. She never drove my car once. So I'm like, man, that was a waste of time. Because I do like stick shifts. But, yeah, I'm unselfish. I got that for her in case if she didn't get approved for her car. And then she did get approved. I'm like, shit, man. And then come to find out the stick shifts are even cheaper. But I was going in that direction where making the hoods was something that I can really thoroughly enjoy. Because it's something that you're never going to see. It's my own design. There's no way that there's going to be another one unless somebody copies off of me. And that's why I got the patent for it. But then at the same time, somebody can just change the height of your patent and still get the same thing. So, you know, either way. But either way, I know that when I put my mind to whatever it is I need to put it to, I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to do it the best way I can, and it's going to be successful. And the proof is, well, I get on YouTube after 7 months, and I have the best month of my life with YouTube, with the videos I made all that month in November with the sky opening up and the Walmart videos. And there you go. There's the proof. My marketing ability, it does work. And even with eBay itself, and they were paying the bill. I mean, $7.72 a month to continually advertise my hoods on their site. It's like they send me a bill every month, and it's minus $7.72. I'm like, okay. And then my hoods are still up there. People keep asking about them, and I just can't sell them anymore. But it works. And it's like every hour, last time I checked, every hour it gets 1 view per hour. So that's not bad for eBay, having a hood up that I'm not even making anymore. But the price of it, $1,250, it's kind of steep, but people were freaking buying them, man. That's what's crazy. So can you imagine if I actually had it, just my own equipment? And that's probably where I'm going to get back into it. Something like that. Again, my retirement plan, it's better than that. And it's coming real soon. It is. It's not a delusion whatsoever. It's a vision. And I'm the only one that has this vision. So I'm trying to feed the information I have and the energy that I have from what I believe. And I'm realizing that this life force that's inside of me is there's a tremendous strength that I'm realizing that I have just recently, because I'm seeing how the more I talk things into existence, they keep happening. And but it's because I can. It's not that everybody can do it. It's just I'm seeing what I'm seeing, so therefore I'm speaking it into existence because I know it's going to happen beforehand. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Because Justin made a pretty damn good point that you start thinking about is this life force that's inside of you. It moves on. It travels on, because this life force is water. It's exactly like water to a tree, water to a plant. When the plant doesn't get any water and the spirit leaves the plant, well, the plant's going to wither away and it's going to decay and die. So as soon as this water, because we're made up of a lot of water as it is, but when this spirit, the water, drains out of you, your flesh, your body decays. It can't live without the water that's inside of you, that life force that travels away, because as soon as it leaves, you're looking at a dead, cold body in a box. That dead, cold body used to be that person that you know, that life force that's in them. And then they're gone. They don't just disappear and go nowhere. And I don't know if, you know, I don't know how the elite truly think when it comes to that, if they believe that they go somewhere else or not, but I'm just telling you guys have always been. Everybody has always been. Just like God has always been here, always will be here. We've been here, and we're going to continue to be here, wherever here is, whether it's here, there, wherever. We're going to be here. So that's why I was so pissed off. I was disgusted at Obama interrupting all the sports games and getting on my nerves and talking about stuff. But thank God for that, because he helped wake me up because of the disgust that he's saying. And I know that it's not truly his purpose, but that was God's purpose. So I got to remember that. People that don't know that God is using them in a tremendous way, I can't be mad at them if they don't recognize that, because they will in the end. And that's my message. You guys will understand that what I'm trying to tell you, how this future is going to turn out, is better than your dreams. So I'm not trying to, when I say I'm going to rob, steal, and destroy your dreams, Steve, and your aspirations and your soul, I'm telling you that the dreams that you had, they're going to be interrupted by something far greater than you ever even imagined. You're looking at it now like, well, you're going to be in charge of however many people. It's a small minority. I'm telling you, you're going to be in charge of the entire world, which is all the people that nobody is killing. And you're going to feel 1,000 times better than you thought you would have felt with just a small minority of people. Because the more people that you serve and help, the greater the reward is that you feel inside. And I'm going to help you. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you do that and see it. And same thing with Trump. Because I see the good you, both of you, but I also see the bad you. I have a bad me also. It's the judgmental one, where, yeah, I'm sorry, I catch myself judging people because I'm fired up. And then, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said it. You showed that video, I'm like, man, probably shouldn't have said that, huh? about being a sickening, disgusting Satanist. Hey, look, I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to apologize for that, because when I heard it afterwards, I'm like, nah, I'm being a dick there. I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's what videos do. When you rewatch them, you'll see that, and that's what keeps you in line. So I'm gonna lay off of that. I'm not gonna lay off of you, but I'm gonna lay off of that kind of talk, because it doesn't benefit anybody. And so it's just, look, here's the thing. You guys have said this, all right, we're going to play out the Bible, okay? And, because I don't believe it. So let's just play it out. And here's a way to find out if the Bible's true. We're going to play out the ram's horn, okay? Me and you, Trump, me and you. We're going to play that out. And, and if the Bible is true, right, we should expect somebody to come after both of us. And we should expect somebody to be able to interpret what we're saying without telling them. And we'll know if it's somebody that just popped up out of nowhere, or if it's somebody that knows us already. And my feeling is this: I'm doing that. I know I'm doing it now, and you guys have already known that. That's the thing, you guys know more about me than I do myself when it comes to who I really am. And I'm doing these things, and then as I get into the Bible more, I'm starting to realize the similarities of the things that I am doing to the similarities of the different individuals in the Bible with what they're doing. And I'm not saying I'm any of them. I'm saying I have similarities to the same spirit. The same spirit of Elijah. I'm telling you that I'm slaying your 450 false prophets. I've already slew them. And that's why they got so bitter and jumped up on the altar and cut themselves, because the demons are pissed off. And the same spirit of Daniel, which is to interpret what you guys are doing, your dreams, telling you what your dreams are without you even telling me what type of dream you had. Similarity, the same similarities. And I'm reminding you, like 2 Peter, about what Harold Camping said. And it's just